Hello and welcome back to another episode of Buy Now Sell Now Realty TV. I'm Jeff Barnes, owner and managing broker of Buy Now Sell Now Realty here in beautiful Tampa, Florida. I wanted to come back, guys, because my last video, we talked about reasons you would need an agent if you're buying property. Previous episode was more about why FSBO is the way. And so today's episode, I wanted to get in here and talk about the top qualities you want in an agent, whether that agent is on your listing or whether that agent is helping you buy. But the top qualities you want in an agent. Before we get started, y'all make sure you hit that subscribe button. And that really helps the channel. If you like this, like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'd really love to hear your success stories with a real estate agent and your success and your horror stories with a real estate agent down in the comments. You guys, that really does help the channel, really does help support where we're going. This channel started off as a channel where agents can come vent because we were going through the whole National Association of Realtor thing. That has kind of been settled, and while there's still some embers of fire going, for the most part, it's done. And one of the things, guys, you notice that the topic said the top qualities you want to find in a real estate agent. Why didn't I say realtor? And I want to get this out pretty quick. Guys, I'll be honest with you, whether their card says realtor or not, at the end of the day, guys, every agent is qualified. Whether they got all these initials behind their name, it doesn't matter, right? Good to have, but not necessary. So I'm not gonna say realtor, although I do have the realtor designation. That's not what you want to look for in an agent. I want to get that out of there right now. And that's not a knock on realtor or anything like that. Let's just focus on those qualities that I think are important. Because a lot of agents, we pay a lot of money to be a part of realtor, and they try to make us think we're different and all this kind of stuff. But after you've been in the industry for a while, at the end of the day, who can get you the best deal? It don't matter what the designations are. So don't worry about all that. That's why it doesn't say realtor. You can go on plenty of YouTube channels and listen to people drone on about why realtor is better than an agent and all that. That's not what I'm here to do. Top qualities, guys, that you want in an agent. And I apologize. I'm looking at my phone because that's where my notes are. Let me just maybe that'll help. The first quality you want is truthful. Are they truthful? Why am I saying that, guys? There's a lot of agents out there lying. A lot of agents out there desperate, right? Desperate man or woman is a dangerous man or woman. The first thing you want is truthful. Hey, man, you think I can get a good deal on this house? Most agents are going to say, yep, because they want the listing, right? They want the listing. So one of the things a real agent is going to say is, okay, do you think you can get a good deal on this house? Tell me more about the property. Let's kind of walk through. Where do you think the positives are and where do you think the negatives are? So what happens is I'm going to be truthful to you through consulting with you, through conversing with you. Okay. I'm not going to tell you yes or no until we both discover it. I'm not going to tell you yes or no until we can have a dialogue about your property. That's the first thing. And I'm going to be truthful with you through conversation, right? Anybody who's not exploring your conversations and that kind of thing, especially quick answers in real estate are dangerous answers because I need to know some backstory on what I'm doing here. Okay. So truthfulness is one. The second thing you want is money oriented. Notice I didn't say money hungry. I said money oriented because if I'm money oriented, I'm going to make sure that I know from a standpoint that we both trying to make money here. I'm not money hungry because if I'm money hungry, I'm going to try to make money at the expense of what's best for you. But if I'm money oriented, I'm going to make the best decision so that you can make money if you're listing and you can save money if you're buying. Everything is about getting a good deal, guys. And what happens is if they're more money oriented versus money hungry, you're going to see that the conversations are good, the interactions are good because we're both oriented toward the same goal. If I'm money hungry and that comes through to you when you're dealing with me, that's going to be one of the first turnoffs, guys. So money oriented versus money hungry. Money oriented has goals and has a plan and a process. Money hungry gonna skip a lot of steps because they need to get a deal done, and it don't matter if it screws you over or not. And there's a lot of agents out there that are money oriented. I mean, that are money hungry versus the desired trait of money oriented. Now let's go to the next one. Got to be competitive. Got to be competitive, guys. You want an agent who hates to lose against the market, lose against advertising. They hate to lose about anything in the process that can go wrong. Because if I hate to lose, I'm going to prepare. I'm going to prepare you, prepare your listing, prepare your day when we're going to look at properties. I want everything to be a winner, guys. I want everything to be a winner. That's why you want to be competitive, right? I want them to be competitive, more competitive than the agent that we negotiating with, right? Competitive means they have read a lot more things that deal with real life. That's why when I tell you guys, if I got a certain designation behind my name, that doesn't make me competitive. That works just on, okay, I want to put that out there so I can say I'm more educated than a person. Well, selling your house and buying a house ain't got nothing to do with education. It's got everything to do with who understands the sales and negotiation process better. Okay. That's why these designations, I tell people, if you have them, great. But if they don't, that's not a red flag. But I want you to be competitive because you're competing against yourself and you're competing against the market. You're competing against everything that can go wrong. So if I know that, I'm going to start preparing as a competitor. I don't want these things to derail the process of you listing your house or buying your house. The next thing, guys, ethical. Okay, ethical. Now, some of y'all gonna say, "Well, Jeff, why didn't you put realtor designation in your thing?" Then, if you're talking about ethical, because realtor is all about morals and ethics. Well, no, that's what we thought. Because when a lot of things came out in that legal issue with National Association of Realtors, we found out a lot of stuff was going on, and that the rank and file people like us down here didn't have a clue what was happening at the top. And once that starts happening, guys, I lose faith in an organization. And when I'm paying my dues and I see the Reba McEntire commercials and all that kind of stuff, and I know it's going to stuff like that. That's why I didn't put realtor in it, because I don't think realtor's in a position to talk about ethics and morals anymore. I don't think realtor's in a position to talk about education and stuff like that anymore. I think what's happening right now is when I'm talking about ethics, I'm talking about ethics that are compatible with your ethics, morals that are compatible with your morals. If you're a home seller watching this, or if you're a home buyer watching this, you determine what the ethics are. You determine what the ethics are. If you are a person who wants this person to be knowledgeable of a process and that kind of thing, when you're sitting there interviewing who you're going to use, ask those types of questions that matter to you. I define ethics as we ain't breaking the law, no matter how hard you try, but we are going to help you understand things that will make the process more efficient. Okay. We're not here to break any rules. I don't know of any agent who's trying to break rules, but I know there's some out there. But ethics are something that when you interview a person and ask questions that are important to you, if you think that person understands where you're coming from, that person is who you want to deal with. That's how I define ethics, right? Hey, tell me what your belief system is. Tell me this, tell me that. And as long as we're not breaking any rules or breaking any laws, right? Because I don't care about losing a deal, but I do care about losing my license. And so if your ethics and morals as a seller or as a buyer line up breaking the law, we can't do that. But if your ethics and morals are all about keep me posted on marketing and tell me how many views we got today on the sponsored ad on social media and that kind of thing, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to ethics. Because here's a baseline of what we're going to do. But now, what's your ethics above just not breaking the law? Because everybody got to go above that. Okay, that's what it's about. It doesn't matter about designations behind the name, realtor designation, you know, realtor institute graduate, all them certifications that we can just buy online. None of that matters. Ethics are about, okay, baseline, we not breaking the law. Now tell me what you want your experience to be. Tell me what you're trying to do so I can make sure that we can get to that point. And guys, the last one gonna get a lot of people. Make sure your real estate agent is attractive. Take a little bit of water. Make sure your real estate agent is attractive. Ugly people don't get called back. Why do you think? Why do you think people get a real estate sign and put their picture on it? Right? Very rarely will you see an ugly real estate agent. Very rarely. And a lot of people ain't gonna like when I'm saying this, but make sure your real estate agent is attractive, whether male or female. Guys, I'm gonna tell you like this: attractive people get their calls returned. Attractive people get their emails returned. Attractive people, the showing goes smooth, right? Because the other person they're dealing with going to make sure that it goes smooth because everybody likes talking to attractive people. If you look up and find that you got an ugly agent, I'm not saying you're not going to win in the battle, but it's just going to make it a little tougher. And nobody wants a tougher road when it comes to getting a house or selling your house. This is not me being, this is not me having a vain spirit or anything like that. But I've been in it long enough to know, guys, that if somebody thinks I'm attractive, the process goes smoother. If you guys don't think visual matters, there's some people that when they show up, and even though it's unethical, when I'm a black agent, I don't get the same respect. But I understand, right? I'm not mad about it. But if you don't think visual matters, you have to have a pleasant visual when dealing in this business because certain people are like that. It ain't fair, but it's true. And if you look up and find that thing went smoothly, I guarantee you're going to find that there's an agent that if that agent wasn't attractive, they hired an assistant that's attractive. If that agent wasn't attractive, the transaction coordinator was attractive. You're going to see that attraction matters in real estate, guys. Attraction matters in real estate. So when you look at this list, if you look at this list, tell me what I missed. Tell me what I missed. To recap it again: truthful, money oriented, competitive, ethical, and attractive. If you get those qualities in a real estate agent, watch what's going to happen. Now, again, guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. Again, I enjoy putting on these videos for you guys because now that the NAR stuff is over, I'm going directly to the home sellers and home buyers on this YouTube page. If you look down in the description, you'll see my email there. If you want to buy or sell a house in the state of Florida, hit me up on that email. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you have. If you got a house that you want to buy, if you got a house that you want to buy or sell anywhere in the country, go to my website. It's in the links. BuyNowSellNowRealty.com. It's just a landing page for property valuation. See where you land. If you got any questions, give me a shout, man. Be glad to walk you through the process. This is all about what's making it easy to get your home sold or get your home or buy or get the home that you want to buy. Once again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Buy Now Sell Now Realty. Until next time, guys, make it a great day. Talk to you soon.